West Delaware. I'm used to the West Delaware JV wrestling in this thing, but it was West Delaware defeating Iowa City West JV 66-18. The one, and just an outstanding match. The Hawks won 11 matches. Iowa City West JV won 3. West Delaware had 5 falls. Iowa City West JV had 3, and West Delaware 5 takedowns. Iowa City West JV with just 3. So a good start for the Hawks here today. As Roger, we welcome you in, and we are ready for wrestling round number 2 as the West Delaware Hawks will take on Linn, and former pupil of yours, Doug Stryker, the head coach at Linn. You got to catch up with him before the duel, as you do every year down here. It's always nice for you to catch up with Doug, but just another good squad for Linn here this year.
Well, you're exactly right, Jamie. The good thing about the Hawks winning that first round is they did win the first round. The bad thing is they got on the front side of the bracket, and you have an outstanding Linn team who they got a battle right now. And then on the bottom side, you have Charles City, highly ranked in Class 2A, and Bettendorf, highly ranked in Class 3A. So you're going to meet, win or lose, you're going to have a quality opponent that these next 3 rounds. So the Hawks really have to come loaded for bear here, and they are taking on a very solid Linn team. Linn has a couple of guys out of their lineup due to some injuries. So we're going to see what happens here. Jamie, it looks like Coach Voss is playing Houdini again with his lineup. He's got Jordan Roush. We're going to start at 126. He's got Jordan Roush instead of Logan Riley out there. I knew I shouldn't have made my lineup card out this early. And he's taken on a very, very good, I believe this is Noah Ashram. And Ashram is ranked in Class 3A. He's a tough hombre. And let's check the skinny out on Ashram. He is ranked number 5 in Class 3A. So Jordan Roush will have his singlet full here with Ashram. And we'll see how this thing pairs out. But, Jamie, as we saw in the last match, with Cooper Weeks and Dylan Linderwell, you just can't give up hope. That's why you wrestle the match, and you just got to go out and attack it, and that's what Roush is doing right now. Very defensive. Ashram with the front headlock has Roush snapped down to the mount. We're going to get potentially dangerous as Ashram came around the throat with that head and arm. Hall of Fame official Marv Ryland out on the mat in front of us. Working state meet official, working this tournament as he always does. An arm drag now by Ashram. Inside single, steps to the outside, picks up the right leg of Roush. Roush with a nice whizzer. Ashram cuts the corner on Roush, picks up 2. So the highly ranked wrestler from Linn out to work on Jordan Roush. Now chicken wing on the right side is Ashram, and he's got it in deep. He's got it buried. And we'll see if he can crank the corner on Roush. Roush trying to post that outside arm, that left arm, trying to keep that chest up. Ashram now buries that forehead right in the shoulder blades of Roush. Going to try to set up a double chicken wing. As he does, Roush posts. Ashram cuts the corner around the head. He's going to circle the head of Roush. He's got Roush on his back. Despite the clock, 22 seconds left in this first period. Ashram trying to get the Linn Lions out to a fast start right here, as he has Roush on his back with a chicken wing, now a half Nelson. There's the fall in 150. So, Jamie, in our last duel, it was forfeits and falls. We didn't have one match go to full 6. This match is starting out on the same way.
Well, it is, and, that's a tough spot because Ashram is very good. He's a good wrestler, and looking at him, he is ranked at weight class 120. He's number 5 in Class 3A, so a very good opponent that Jordan Roush was up against there from Linn.
So now we have Logan Riley bumping up to weight class 132, and again, Coach Voss trying to do everything he can. He doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility in the upper weights of his lineup, but he's got some flexibility in the lower weights. And he's got Logan Riley bumped up to weight class 132. And I'm not sure who this is, Jamie. You'll have to help me.
No, Logan Doolin.
Logan Doolin. Coach Stryker did not list his JV kids in the lineup or his alternates.
He is a freshman.
Okay, so that's probably why. Coach Voss looked at his lineup, Dulin, and he's a freshman. So Coach Voss playing the odds here. He's got Logan Riley moving up a weight class to take on Doolin. Doug Stryker's son Alex out of the lineup for the Linn-Mar Lions. He's the normal 132-pounder. He's got an injury that he's trying to get healed before next weekend's Battle of Waterloo. So out of the lineup today is Alex Stryker. So Logan Doolin filling in. There's a far side fireman by Riley. He's got Doolin down on his side. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. Now he's got 2-point near fall out of it. A 4-point move by Riley. Sit out turn in now by Doolin. And he's trying to hit a reversal on Riley. Riley does a nice job following him with that sit out. Now cross body ride by Riley as he's climbed to the top of Doolin. Now a power half Nelson by Riley. Let's see if he can crank Doolin to his back. He's got that power half Nelson sunk in there deep, and he's trying to turn Doolin to his back. 34 seconds left in the first period. Outstanding job there by the senior from West Delaware, trying to pick up some back points for the Hawks. Now he steps up, kicks the leg free. He's got Doolin flat out on his back. He could get a fall right here if he can post his shoulder blades. He can post his shoulder blades. There's the fall in 143.
That's a good job there by Logan Riley. You know, getting the Hawks right back in it after a loss by fall, put the Hawks down 6-0. He goes out and he gets them right back in it, ties it up at 6.
And we're going to see Owen Ward. We'll see Owen Ward for the West Delaware Hawks, the junior. And let's see who he'll be taking on. We'll watch track wrestling. I'm glad you brought that along here today, Jamie. Johnny Clymer. His record's 4-2, and he's a junior.
Had to renew my track wrestling account today.
Well, that's a good thing. We'd be lost without it. And again, it's a dual meet tournament, so we've got some wrestlers here. That are moving themselves around. So again, dual meet tournament. It's all about winning the dual meet. And over on the far side, 2 Hall of Fame wrestlers, Hall of Fame coaches, Mike DeRoe from Cornell College, and the head Hawk himself, Tom Brands, University of Iowa, in the house today, spying some outstanding wrestlers, taking advantage of final testing week where he can do some recruiting. And I'll tell you what, with the quality of opponents that we've got here in the gymnasiums today, there's a lot of kids. There's a nice shot by Ward. Yes,
we do have some other first-round scores as Kaukauna, Wisconsin defeated Cedar Rapids Prairie JV 75-4. Pleasant Valley defeated Cedar Rapids Kennedy 50-18. Cedar Rapids Prairie with a win over Waterloo East, as don't have a score of that one yet. Alburnett defeated City High 48-24. Linn-Mar defeated Urbandale 53-21. Charles City defeated Iowa City West 45-36. And Bettendorf with a first-round bye. You were telling me that Cedar Rapids Washington had a flu, hit their gym or hit their wrestling room, and only had 3 available kids today to go, so they were not able to participate. Cedar Rapids Prairie's final score against Waterloo East was 59-12.
Nice outside, nice high crotch by Owen Ward. He gets in deep and he runs out of real estate on the edge of the mat. That's a great shot by Ward. Over on the far side, we've got Bettendorf and Charles City going at it. Bettendorf takes an early 12-0 lead on the Comets from Charles City. There's that nice shot by Ward. He's in deep again, this time single leg head to the inside. Tries to cut the corner on Clymer, and that might be a 2-point takedown by Clymer. It is, as Ward got a little bit high with the shot and couldn't pull his head out, and that made an easy counter for the junior from Linn-Mar. He's 4-2 on the year. 9 seconds left to go in the first period. Our dual meet scores is 6-6. A fall by Azram over Jordan Roush. Then a fall by Logan Riley over Logan Doolin. So one of the teams will take the lead after this match here. 2-0 in favor of Clymer. And Clymer's going to defer over to Ward, and Ward's going to go neutral. That's a good spot for Owen Ward to be in. Let's see if he can get back in. He's had a couple of deep shots and couldn't score. And then that last shot he should have been in, should have scored on that, but nice defense by Clymer from Linn-Mar. Ward in that staggered stance, leading with his right leg, doing a great job with hand control. West Delaware in their all-black singlets with the Hawks across the back. There's that single high crotch again by Ward. He's in deep. Well, Clymer's going to cut the corner on him. He's got to get that. He's got to step up to the outside. Owen Ward needs to step up to the outside with his left leg. Clymer in a hard down block, stuffing ahead of Ward. Ward latched onto the right leg of Clymer. Clymer now reaches back, cross face, picks up the near ankle. It's going to be a 2-point takedown here pretty quick for Clymer. And Ward's going to have to square up with him. Clymer in a hard cross face, picks up the near ankle. Ward doing a great job fighting off the defense, fighting off the offense. Now 2-point takedown by Clymer. He takes a 4-0 lead. And Owen Ward has some work to do. Again, you flip a coin, you try to play the odds here. Sometimes they go in your favor, and sometimes they don't. Nice stand up by Ward on the edge of the mat. Side trip, standing switch by Ward off the edge of the mat to go. So good action by both wrestlers here. Again, Owen Ward giving up a little size advantage to Johnny Clymer. I tell you what, it's all about the team here today, and Owen Ward is a team player all the way. Whatever it takes for the Hawks to win, this young man will do it. And if that means moving up a weight class, he's doing it today. 41 seconds left to go. Second period again. Clymer up 4-0, courtesy of 2 takedowns. Now Clymer up on top, working the inside wrist on the right. I'll tell you what, when you wrestle Linnmar, you've got to clear your hands, because I know Doug Stryker, one of the best technicians with the bar arm series. Those Linnmar Lions will tie your arms up, and they will lock them up. They'll wing you. They'll bar you. And if you're not ready, you're going to be in a world of hurt, as we saw with Jordan Roush in that first match at weight class 126 against Noah Ashram. Cowboy out. And that's going to do it for the second period. And Owen Ward's got some work to do. Let's see where Clymer decides to go. Good test for Owen Ward. And we're seeing it right here. Clymer doing a great job. Clymer is listed in Linnmar's regular lineup. So he is their starter right there. There's a back trip by Ward. He's got a chop. He chopped the left arm. Clymer's going to come right back to his feet. There's a 1-point escape by Clymer. Clymer now with a couple of tap singles. Nice down block by Owen Ward. Now a short arm drag by Clymer. He's going to cut the corner on Ward one more time, and that's going to be a 2-point takedown by Clymer. He's going to go up now 7-0. We might see Clymer cut Ward loose. Coach Stryker looking for bonus points here. He's peeking up at the clock, and he might decide to. And that's exactly right. Doug says, let him go. Coach Stryker says, let him go. There's a sweep single by Ward. He's in deep on Clymer. Let's see if he can pull that in. Nice down block by Clymer as he's stuffing ahead of Quarter Nelson. Now, far side fireman's a Kelly by Owen Ward. He picks up 2. That's a great job by Owen Ward. He picked up the 2-point takedown off that. Let's see if he cuts him loose with 1:01 left. 7-3. 7-3. Owen Ward's going to try to ride out Clymer here a little bit. We'll see how long he lets it go. There's a far knee, far ankle. Far knee, far ankle by Ward as he's got Clymer down to his right hip. Left hip, then he comes up to a tight waist chop. He's got that left arm tied up. 7-3. Side roll attempt by Clymer. Nicely countered by Ward. Ward's going to cut Clymer loose. 8-3 now is your score. There's a long single shot by Clymer. Reshot by Ward in deep. And a couple of good guys going at it right here. A couple of really fine juniors. One for West Delaware, Owen Ward, and Johnny Clymer for the Linnmar Lions here. There's a fireman's carry now by Clymer. Nice down block by Ward. Like to see Ward hit that front headlock off there, and he missed it. Clymer now trying to circle Ward. Ward trying to hit him with that Kelly again. 15 seconds left. Scores 8-3. Freddie Stroker with a 22-second fall for the Bettendorf Bulldogs there. They will take an 18-6 lead over the Comets. Why is that important? Because West Delaware will have the winner or loser of that duel coming back. 8-3 is our score, 4.4 seconds to go, and then I think that's how this match is going to end. Hard-fought match with the Owen Ward and Johnny Clymer. It's going to be a regular decision. Regular decision for Clymer. That will put the Linnmar Lions up 9-6, and we're going to go to weight class 145.
That was a situation there. You could tell Owen Ward was just a little bit, outmanned with the weight. He wrestling up a weight, and you could tell Clymer just had the edge in that one.
I was just going to say that, Jamie. You were reading my mind again, and a big difference there. Well, we've got out in front of us, we have Tristan Volker, the fine freshman, filling in today for Bennett Cole. Bennett Cole suffering from that, just joining us, Bennett Cole suffering from that severely sprained ankle on Wednesday night at Makokata. There's a 2-point takedown. Let's check it out. This is going to be A.J. Gears. A.J. Gears for Linmar. He picks up a 2-point takedown on a tap and go. A.J. Gears is a junior coming in at 1-3 for a record this year. Tristan Volker, the freshman, trying to pick up his first varsity win today. And again, Jamie, I'm not sure if Tristan Volker got out of bed this morning and figured that he would be, or yesterday, and figured that he would be the varsity 145-pounder at the 5-season duels as a freshman.
Well, I think, after the other night with Bennett going down, they knew that they would have to they'd have to get somebody in there. And Tristan Volker, he's done some good things on the JV level so far as just a freshman. So good to see, him getting an opportunity here to help the varsity out a little bit.
There's a 3-point near fall by A.J. Gears as he had a tight waist tilt on Volker. Now he's got a chicken wing on the left side. We talked about how good Linmar is tying up your arms. There's a inside wrist to a bar, now a half Nelson by Gears, and he has Volker on his back. Plenty of time left for Volker, 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Volker trying to bridge out, trying to get to that high bridge, and Gears doing a good job with that half Nelson lifting the head. Volker trying to keep that left arm, that left shoulder up off the mat. Gears is going to reload the half Nelson and tee out. Gears in great position right here, but I'll tell you what, the freshman from West Delaware is the fall, 151.
Take a look at some other scores here. Kaukauna leading Pleasant Valley 11-0 right now, and that's a good Pleasant Valley team that Kaukauna is leading right now. Cedar Rapids Kennedy and Cedar Rapids Prairie JV tied at 6. Take a look. Urbandale leading Iowa City West JV 12-3, and Bettendorf right now over here to our right leading Charles City 24-6 the score.
And they're flexing their muscles are the Bulldogs. Well, out here in front of us, Jamie, it doesn't get any easier. We've got the outstanding senior from Linmar, Toby Northrup. He's 4-1, and he is
ranked number 8 in Class 3.
Yeah, so he's Harrison Goebel will get his. He will get tested here against a very fine senior. But I'll tell you what, it's all about. Our referee's Northrup is bleeding. He's got a mat burn under his left eye, and he's going to go to the blood table there. And Jamie, we talked about West Delaware in the first round. We were not live on air. We were on the stream. Maybe there weren't a whole bunch of listeners out there tuning us into that stream, but we talked about West Delaware not easing up their schedule, not lightening up their schedule because of their youth. They're maintaining that schedule and looking for that toughness in the schedule to pay dividends as the season progresses.
Well, we've seen it with when West Delaware has had outstanding seasons, the tough schedule that they wrestle just gets them ready. And you can tell when it comes state tournament time and postseason time, you can see that the Hawks have been in these tough matches before. For example, here at the Cedar Rapids 5-season duels, the Battle of Waterloo next week. They wrestle in a very tough Benton Community Jefferson tournament, and then he got a two-way powerhouse in Mediapolis that they face down in Louisa Muscatine. And just in the WAMAC schedule in general is just there's so many good kids and good teams in the WAMAC that the Hawks will wrestle throughout the year that it makes even the best kids get better throughout the season. But here with a young team, when it comes postseason time, that could possibly be some of the easiest wrestling that they face at that sectional and district tournament.
And that's what it's all about. This team is a work in progress as Northrop has got his cut or mat burn. They've spread some Vaseline on. I guarantee you that's going to open up again, Jamie. You look at Toby Northrop, and that's right under his left eye. That's going to open up again before this thing is over. And we're probably going to have a variety of stoppages here. Northrop doing a great job working the head of Goble. Goble square stance, doing a great job. Harrison Goble doing a great job hand fighting. There's a sweep single by Northrop. Cuts the corner on Goble and takes him down. We're going to get potentially dangerous as Northrop scoops the, and we're going to go right back to the blood table here, Jamie, as that cut or that mat burn is in not a very good spot for Northrop, and Harrison Goble's got to come out and get some of that blood wiped off too. You know, we talked about these youngsters not getting discouraged. You know, you're wrestling a tough schedule, and that's the job of the coaches to get these guys as in the proper frame of mind to not be discouraged and to keep fighting. And Coach Voss talked about that this morning on Coach's Corner with you about how important it is to have kids that fight and kids that want to continue to work and get better.
Absolutely, and that's what they're going to have to do is just work hard. You know, last week he said in that Hawk invitation, that Bob Murphy invite, that you could see the kids were wrestling at kind of a JV pace. And I know we went 13 for 33 in matches last week in that Hawk tournament, and whether you're a young team or not, you can't be satisfied with that. And I think gave up close to 20 pins in those 33 matches. So you cannot be happy and be content. Go with that kind of record. You have to come out here and fight, and we saw that on Thursday night against Western Dubuque and against a good Maquoketa team.
Well, there's a 1-point escape by Goble and a quick double by Northrop. That's right, Jamie. You know, you got to keep the fight in the wrestler. You keep the fight in the singlet. And if you got the fight, you got something to work with. And so when your kids stop fighting, that's when you got to start being concerned. And we're still seeing the Hawk youngsters fight here. There's a 1-point escape by Goble. And we're going back to our feet. Sweep single by Northrop. This Northrop is very, very slick on his feet. I believe this is the brother of state champion Joel Northrop, who now sits on the
I don't think Joel
bench.
ever won a state
You
title.
didn't win it?
No.
That was close. It was close. Maybe in the final, something. I don't know. I have to check.
He might have got third.
He might have got third or something, but very good wrestler
Yes.
regardless. Very good wrestler. And now helping out his alma mater. 1-point escape by Goble, and we're going back to neutral on our feet. Hard collar tie. There's a throw-by attempt by Goble. Let's see if he can cut the corner on it. Boy, great throw-by. I slipped off. And again, Jamie, that's a little bit of that strength we were talking about. Northrop, all on 152 pounds here. Again, Goble a little bit undersized. Is Goble for 152. I don't think he's cutting much weight. And Northrop with a 2-point takedown there. But that was a great that was a really, really fine throw-by attempt by the freshman. That's what we talked about. You know, if the kids are still fighting, the kids are still working for position, regardless of who your opponent is, then you've got something to work with. Chicken wing on the right, half Nelson on the left, and that's going to be the end of the first period. Weight class 152. Toby Northrop 4-1 on this early season. And Northrop's choice, we're going to go neutral to start the second period. And Jamie, what Northrop's doing a really good job of is working that head of Harrison Goble.
Yeah, he is, and that's going to be tough. And we've talked about that before, where if you get in a situation where you got a lot of pressure on your head, and you're the bottom guy in something like that. It's very tough and it really wears on you when you're underneath.
And Northrop just picks up his 5th takedown, and Goble's going to pick up his 4th escape here. There's a high crotch attempt by Northrop. He's going to cut the corner on Goble, pick up takedown number 6. Again, that's something else you guys talked about this morning on Coach's Corner is have to be ready on your feet. Ankle pick by Northrop, picks up takedown number 7. And he's just going to go ahead and trade 2 for 1 here as he's got the freshman from West Delaware frustrated in a big way right now. It should be 14-6 up on our scoreboard. I think the number 1 is burned out on the points. But Northrop really working that head, snapping and pushing and pulling. He drops in on a low single, hard wizard by Goble. Northrop trying to cut the corner, trying to pick up that left leg. Goble's going to try to throw him on the way through. And tell you what, that's going to be very difficult to do as Northrop stays low, stays tight. And good sportsmanship there by Toby Northrop as he helps Harrison Goble up. We got blood again, and we're going to have to take a stoppage there. So Coach Voss now over to talk to his youngster and tell him to keep working at 16-6. 6 escapes for Harrison Goebel. And see if I can read Coach Voss's lips here as he's helping his freshman out here. I think he's telling him when you get down, keep stuffing that head so he can't get his head up and come through off that takedown. All right, back to action we go. Vaseline on that cut of Toby Northrup's. Again, Goebel now trying to work a little hand control of his own. There's a double-A takedown by Northrup, and he picks up takedown number 9. And he's going to cut Goebel loose again and just content to wrestle him on his feet. 1-point escape by Goebel. Again, you can't turn Goebel. He's very flexible. Oh, there's this long shot by Goebel. Like to see that on the whistle. Back in on the whistle. Reshot by Northrup. Takedown number 10. 23 seconds left to go. It's 20-8. Now Northrop locks up a drive cradle, catches the head of Goebel. He's going to slap Goebel on his back. This could be a tech fall here. If Goebel wiggles his way out of it, could be a tech fall, or it's going to be a pin for number 5 ranked Toby Northrup. And we're seeing right now why he is ranked, highly ranked in Class 3A. 3 seconds left to go. It's going to be 23 to, it's going to be a tech fall right there. 3-point near fall. It's going to be 23-8 technical fall. That'll be a 15-point win. So the Hawks are stuck at 6. It's now 20-6 as we go to weight class 160. And again, Jamie, you give up a tech fall, but you don't give up the fall in the 6 points. You know, later on down the year in an important duel, that 1 point's going to be huge.
And it will. And, you know, just fighting off his back, you know, in that last, he could have very easily just laid down and taken the fall there and not and given up a fall, but he didn't. And now we're going to move on to weight class 160. Coach Stryker's going to go to the head table.
And it might
has Ryan DeSoto out there on the mat for the Hawks. And now they're going to send someone out there.
Yeah, we thought he's got an opening here coming up at 195, but he might move kids around. And we'll check the skinny out on this guy. This is Ryan DeSoto for the Hawks. And we'll get our Linn-Mar opponent here pretty quick. So this is weight class 160. So I see Alex Reed standing in the wings there, maybe at weight class 170. So Coach Voss moving people up here. This is Shea Hartzler, and he is ranked. He's undefeated. He's 5-0 at weight class 160.
Number 2.
He is number 2. So tough match for Skeeter DeSoto. Sorry. There's an inside single. There's a back trip. There's a 2-point takedown for Hartzler. Talking to Coach Stryker, when he gets his full lineup, he's got 3 or 4 kids out of the lineup, as do the Hawks. When he gets his full lineup, he will be very hard to beat. And again, we talked about that. Jamie, was an interesting discussion because he's got some kids out that are also paying the effects of the long football season. And again, it's great to have that success in football, but it certainly hurts your early season wrestling and your basketball programs.
Well, it does. And you take a look at West Delaware and the guys that they've got out right now, and it's just it's very difficult to have those kids in there or not in the lineup because some of those guys you really rely on to score you some points. And great football seasons are good, but like you said, you never know when that injury is going to happen out of that football season.
That's right. Now we've got Hartzler working on a crossface cradle, hard crossface from left to right across that chin of DeSoto, and now he picks up that inside ankle and tries to throw DeSoto onto his back. He's going to lock up that drive cradle, that crossface cradle one more time. He's got it locked up. He's going to split the legs of Skeeter DeSoto. And now he's got him on his back. 9 seconds left to go. Our official's down looking for the fall. And DeSoto's trying to keep that right arm up. Our official down looking. Could be a short fall here. 1 second left. And that's going to do it. DeSoto lives for another period. A 3-point near fall by Hartzler as he takes a 5-0 lead. So Shea Hartzler is a junior for the Linn-Mar Lions. Coach Stryker doing an outstanding job, All-American wrestler at the University of Iowa. and taking on that Linn-Mar wrestling program and doing a fantastic job with it, getting some kids interested in wrestling. No youth, very little youth program when he took the reins there, and he's established a quality youth program. He's got a good feeder program now, and he's got some good kids that are enjoying wrestling. So doing a very fine job there. All right, DeSoto down, choosing down to start this second period, and here comes Hartzler working that crossface again on the left side, trying to set up that crossface cradle, and good hand control by DeSoto as he pulls the crossface off. Now an inside wrist by Hartzler on the right side. Going to try to crank that under and dump DeSoto to his back. DeSoto again doing a good job keeping his chest flat. It's a 5-0 lead for Hartzler. Inside wrist now Hartzler goes to the right side, pulls that arm out to a bar. The referee telling him to keep it legal. We'll see what Hartzler decides to do with it. DeSoto posts, chest down. See if he slaps it chicken wing, and he does. He wings that up, wings the right arm up. There it goes to an inside wrist on the left. DeSoto rolls that inside wrist out, so now a head lever, maybe a double chicken wing by Hartzler. 50 seconds left to go, so plenty of time for the junior from Linn-Mar. He's got a double chicken wing locked up. He's trying to crank the head, trying to walk the head of DeSoto. DeSoto now on his back in the double chicken wing, gets that left arm free. Hartzler high legs back over the top now. Reverse half Nelson by Hartzler, and that is tight right there. Could be a fall as he cinched that reverse half Nelson up, and there it is. 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Hartzler will win by a fall. So the Lions will take a 26-6 lead here, going to weight class 170. And for West Delaware will send Alex Reitz to the mat. Again, giving up some poundage here. But again, Coach Voss trying to pick the best matchups here and trying to come out of here with something close, something you can just kind of look at and feel good about. And right now the points have been very hard to come by. We'll get the opponent from Linn-Mar here pretty quick, but he's in on a single, cuts across to a double, and dumps Reitz on his backside. So, Jamie, you talked about it coming down. Two things that the Hawks had to get better at, and one was not giving up the fall, and the second thing was takedowns. And so far, Linn-Mar Lions have had their way here. This is Manny Jeffrey, another quality opponent. The brother of Elijah Jeffrey for the Linn-Mar Lions. Yeah, Manny Jeffrey is a 5-1 junior. So a tough opponent for Reitz. Well, let's check out the skinny on him to see if he's ranked. Manny Jeffrey is, we don't have 170-pound rankings here, so he must not be ranked. There's 41 ranked wrestlers here today. Bar arm and a fall, 106. Another bar arm by the Linn-Mar Lions. Locked that bar arm and then just cranked the head of Reitz and walked it over, and then a reverse half Nelson. And Reitz had nowhere to go but to his back. And that automatically bumped the score up to 32-6. I believe we'll see Brady Antones at 182. And for the Linn-Mar Lions, let's check our program out here. There's a nice double leg takedown. They have Logan Hagmeyer listed in there, but I don't believe this is Hagmeyer. This is Joe Gallo. He's a 2-1 junior, and that's a very nice double leg takedown by Antones. Picked up a takedown, got him deep. He's in on another double. Let's see if we can lift the leg. A stuff by Gallo. And Antones is going to have to back out of that double. That was another great shot. Joe Gallo's 2-1 as a junior. So,
now you talked about Doug Stryker. He started coaching at Linn-Mar in 1997. So he's had a good run. 17 years at Linn-Mar. Coming into this season, had a record of 279 and 155. So a very good career for Doug Stryker. Head coach Jeff Voss from West Delaware. He's number 20 on the all-time wins list for Iowa high school coaches, as he holds a record, overall record of 342, 72, and 1. His record here at West Delaware is 334, 70, 75, and 1.
Oh, that's an outstanding record. And again, you've got some great teams here, and great teams are great teams because they have great coaches, and you're seeing a whole bunch of them here today. Antone's being reversed. He got in on another double leg and dumped Gallo to his backside. Then Gallo with a long switch. High leg, hip heist, high leg over on Antone's. Antone's found himself on his back. A 2-point reversal and a 3-point near fall by Gallo, and quickly the score is, well, they gave him an escape. Let's see how they scored that. Let's see how they scored that, a 1-point escape. 1-point escape, then they scored that as a 1-point instead of a reversal. No, that was right. There's a takedown, 2 takedowns by Antone's, then a reversal, then escape by Gallo, then a reversal, and then a 2-point near fall. There's a throw by Antone's. He's got Gallo on his back. He's going to pick up 1 for the escape, 6-5 now. Great move by Antone's right as the whistle on the end of the first period. As he came to a stand-up, Gallo dropped in on the double, and Antone's launched him and picked up no takedown, but picked up a 1-point escape. So now it's 6-5, and Antone's is going to go back down on the mat. So we're seeing a lot of excitement here by Brady Antone's, the fine sophomore that coming in here 3-6. You know, those records are deceptive with the quality of competition. There's our whistle. Switch attempt, sit out attempt by Antone's. Gallo goes far knee, far ankle. Now tight waist, far ankle by Gallo. Antone's trying to work a little hip control or hand control, trying to push back on Gallo. Gallo going to a tight waist chop. There's a switch attempt by Antone's. Locked hands by Gallo. Official missed it. 1:31 left to go, second period. Our dual meet score is 32-6. There's a nice inside stand-up by Antone's, and he's going to launch Gallo for 2, and he's got Gallo on his back. Lateral drop. He's got to pull him on his back. He's picking up some back points. Let's see if Brady can pull him in. Antone, there he pulls him in. Well, if he can readjust himself, he could have a fall here over Gallo. There's the fall. There's the fall in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. I'll tell you what, Jamie, you can kind of see that coming. Antone picks up a fall off that throw. And I'll tell you what, you saw that at the end of the first period, and he came back at the end of that second period and made it work for him.
Yeah, he did, and a nice job there by Brady Antone's, getting that win, getting the fall, and putting the Hawks, getting 6 more points up on the board for West Delaware.
Well, let's see if Cooper Weeks can pull some more magic out of that singlet. We saw some in that first duel against Iowa City West. Recorded a fall, his first fall on the varsity level. And Cooper Weeks is taking on Baylor Pree. He's a 4-2 sophomore for the Linn-Mar Lions. And there's a single by Pree, and he's got Cooper Weeks on his back. And this is, I can tell you, that is tight right there, Jamie. This could be a fall. That's Cooper Weeks. Cooper Weeks is victim. There's the fall right there, 35 seconds. Tell you what, that was tight. He got in on that single. And just basically ran Cooper Weeks over. And that was tight when he tightened it up.
It was, and it was weird how it got that tight because basically all he did, like you said, is he ran Cooper over. But then somehow in that scramble, he tightened up that lock very, very quick. And unfortunately for Cooper Weeks, when something is that tight, it's tough to get out of that.
Well, we have Tyler Newhouse for Linn-Mar taking on Dylan Linderwell. And an early takedown by Newhouse. Now he's working a hard crossface, a butcher series. He's got the right arm of Linderwell pulled right across his chest. And he might have Linderwell on his back here shortly as he is applying a lot of pressure to that right shoulder. Newhouse looking for a half Nelson. He's got a half Nelson on the left side. Linderwell goes belly down. I tell you what, this is a tough position for anybody to be in, especially a tough position for the freshman. Newhouse is a senior, and there's the fall right there, Jamie, in 48 seconds. Newhouse winning by a fall. And again, you talked about that. Again, I'll repeat about, feeling. One thing about being pinned is you got to feel yourself going there, and you've really got to, before you're on your back, you got to fight before you get on your back.
Yeah, you do, and that's and that like you said, that's a feel thing. You don't just that's something you really is going to take some experience to start figuring that out, and I think these younger guys for West Delaware are going to get there. They'll get in these situations, and the coaches will see it, and they'll say, all right, when this is going to happen, you got to bail out of that.
Caleb Zeeser for the Hawks. Nice headlock on the freshman from Linn. Let's see if he can adjust himself and finish it. He picked up a 2-point takedown. That's what the doctor ordered right
lift
there.
The head.
Now let's see if he can lift that head back. He's got to lift that head. Boy, he's in deep with it. He's gonna get the fall. If he can just settle in right there, Jamie. And you got to be careful right here. You don't want to get your pressure going too far over. There's a fall right there. Nice fall in 47 seconds. Caleb Zeeser picking up his first varsity fall, I believe, and that's going to make the score 44-18. Boy, that was a swell headlock, and he kind of hit it at the right time.
He did. And you could see the big smile on Caleb's face over there as he goes over and gets greeted by Coach Lenz over there in the corner. But just a great job there by Caleb Zeeser. The opportunity, and that's one of those things too, is he felt that pressure and he was able to sense that and throw that headlock and get the fall there for the Hawks.
And one thing I liked about finishing that headlock, Jamie, was he sagged his hips so that James Hoff from Linn couldn't roll him through. And that's the whole key. We've seen the Hawks throw some headlocks this year, but they haven't sagged their hips away. And that's the whole key. Well, we're moving up to weight class 106 now, or down to 106, however you want to do it. We started at weight class 126. Got 3 matches left. We got 2 freshmen going at it right here. Ben Litterer from West Delaware taking on Joey Sullivan, 2 freshmen, and Sullivan out early with a sweep single. And again, he's got that left arm, or the right arm of Litterer barred up. Litterer with the sit-out turn-in on Sullivan. He might score 1 point here. He turns and faces Sullivan. Sullivan now with the front headlock trying to cut the corner on Litterer. Litterer, there's the 1-point escape. Nice movement.
Nice job. And Sullivan 4-2 on the season. Ben Litterer 1-7. We got to see that win down in Maquoketa on Thursday night, and that was a big win. And you could tell Ben was excited, and you can see that in him wrestling now. That confidence after getting that win the other night. He's more confident out there. I think early in the season, or last week, we might have seen him a little more timid to go in against a kid like this. And right now, he's fighting.
Well, and that's what it's all about. There's a takedown by Sullivan, escape by Litterer, takedown by Sullivan as he got back in on that double, a late down block attempt by Litterer. And Sullivan already had his legs tied up in a front trip, took Litterer back down to the mat. And again, with 13 seconds left here, you've got to keep those arms out in front. You've got to do a great job with hand control. And that's what Ben Litterer is doing right now, keeping those hands out in front, those elbows in, so the Lions can't tie their arms out. Over on the mat to our right, Jamie, the Bettendorf Bulldogs are flexing their muscles. It's 44-6 right here. I thought that would be a really good duel, but we're seeing how tough the Bulldogs from Bettendorf are.
Yeah, you really do, and that could be an interesting matchup in that final if Bettendorf, if you see Bettendorf and Kaukauna get in there in that championship.
And we might not be able to see that unless we all stay in the same gym. We'll see. Okay, Sullivan going down to start the second period. He hits a long switch on Litterer and picks up a 2-point reversal, making the score now 6-1. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the second duel of the day for the West Delaware Hawks. They're taking on the Linn Lions, and it's 44-18 after weight class 285. So we have had one full match. That was at weight class 138, where Johnny Clymer defeated Owen Ward 8-3. Everything else has been shortened by either technical falls or falls by West Delaware or Linn. So, Jamie, this may be the type of season that we witness here the early season that we witnessed here with the West Delaware Hawks.
Yeah, and it's gonna you're gonna see a lot of duels. We saw that the other night against Western Dubuque. A lot of people, a lot of pins, a lot of match terminations, whether it be by pin or tech fall. But right now Ben Litter, he's right in there here with Sullivan.
Yeah, one big move, and that would even this thing. If he could pick up a 2-point reversal, maybe a couple of back points, he'd be right in this match. Only down 6-1. You're never out of the match here. There's a sit-out turn-in by Litter. He's got to clear that right arm. Sullivan doing a nice job with a tight waist chop. Now chicken wing on the right side is Sullivan. 33 seconds left to go. He's got the right arm of Ben Litter tied up, and Litter trying to keep that left shoulder. And now a snapback as Litter came up to a short sit-out. Snapback by Sullivan as he kept that wing in and snatched the chin of Litter and snapped him back to the mat. I don't think we're going to get a near fall out of it. But now an inside wrist now out to a bar arm. Sullivan's going to roll that wrist out and throw a half Nelson in on Litter. I'll tell you what, that is tight. Back points now by Sullivan. Just got 1,001. He's going to pick up 2 out of it. Sullivan trying to slap the double spur in on Litter. Litter keeping his hips down as down as can be out of that situation. Only gave up 2. So we'll see where he puts him. Yeah, we're going to go neutral. There was a little hesitation there by Coach Dad Scott Litter there, and Coach Voss. You're down 8-1, and you're not sure where to go. Sweep single by Sullivan. Front headlock now by Litter. Let's see if he can cut the corner on that. Great position by Litter. Well, he's got to stay square with him. Got to keep that shoulder posted between the shoulder blades. Short drag attempt by Sullivan. Going to try to get the corner on Litter. Litter's going to try to square up with him. Sullivan tries to cut the corner, and Litter snatches that right leg. Now you got to step up with that outside. We've seen that a couple of times today. The Hawks have been in that high crotch, that single with the outside leg, Jamie. And if you don't cut across to a double, or if you don't step up with the outside leg, it makes it for an easy takedown for the top guy.
Yeah, it does, and that's another thing that you're going to develop here, and it's one of those things that it's going to happen enough that you're going to have to figure that out and where you can score out of that.
What you got to do is you got to see that on film, and then you got to go back to the practice room and you got to practice that, and that's what we're seeing right here today. Is the Hawks have been in some shots, and that's a good thing. More aggressive on their feet. Now it's all about finishing that shot. And we've got 48 seconds left to go in the third period. And Joey Sullivan working on a 10-1 major decision. I'll tell you what, seeing a lot of improvement, a lot of fight from the freshman from West Delaware. Now an inside wrist by Sullivan on the left side, a half Nelson on the right. And Litter has to reach up with his free hand and pull the half Nelson out. Still tight waist now with the right. Chop with the left is Sullivan up on top. Sullivan now jumping over to the right side, trying to pick up that inside ankle. And once again, Litter does a nice job posting and blocking, but you got to free your hips. Sullivan doing a nice job with the tight waist. You got to free your hips so you can get up and move, create some space. And right now, Sullivan is not giving Litter any space at all to move. 4 seconds left to go, and our match is going to end right there with a 10-1 major decision by Joey Sullivan. That'll give the Lions 4 more. It's 18-48. We're going into weight class a 1, a 13. And we should see Brad Roush for the West Delaware Hawks. And in the Lions program, we should see Kyle Tupper. He's a sophomore. The Lions in today's lineup have 1, 2, 3. They've only got 3 seniors. They've got a bevy of juniors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 juniors, a couple of good sophomores, and a couple of freshmen.
This is Tupper.
This is Kyle Tupper. He's a sophomore. And he's working on a double leg takedown.
Comes in here with a record of 1 and 2. So this is a winnable match here for Brad Roush.
And he's just got to get out and get after it here. And talk about getting in and finishing your moves. Tupper again as a sophomore, as is Roush. You got to get in and finish those moves. There's a nice double leg takedown by Roush. Cuts the corner, takes that outside step, cuts the corner on Tupper and picks up a 2-point takedown. That's just what the doctor ordered right there. You got in on that shot. A great setup. Got in deep. And then, Jamie, one thing that we've seen a couple of other Hawks that get in on a shot and then they'll sit. Okay, Roush got in on that great shot and then finished it. No sitting around. No opportunity for Tupper to counter that shot. 1:03 left to go in the first period. Again, our dual meet score is 48-18. The Linn-Mar Lions will win this duel, and the West Delaware Hawks will get bumped to the consolation side of this dual meet tournament, and they will take on the Charles City Comets as Bettendorf flexed their muscles with a 62-18 drubbing of the Comets from Charles City. So Bettendorf will move on, and Bettendorf will take on Linn-Mar. The Hawks are mathematically out of this, but again, doing a great job finishing up some matches here, as is Brad Roush. No escape yet for Tupper. Tupper came with the sit-out, turn-in, stand-up, and Roush did a nice job. Roush did a nice job following them, and then a trip and taking Tupper back down to the mat. Tupper with the short sit-out now. Hard cross-face by Roush, trying to set up a cross-face cradle. 7 seconds left to go. He's got a far side cradle. And we're going to end this first period with a It's going to be Roush's choice. He's going to choose down. So again, Jamie, you choose down on the Linn-Mar lines. You got to clear your arms, and you got to get ready to go.
Yeah, because they're going to come here. They're going to try to wing you. They're going to try to throw that bar arm series, and you've got to get up. And that's what Brad Roush is doing here. Is he's going to switch, hit a switch, and now he's going to try to lock up a cradle here on Tupper.
Oh, that was a very nice switch. He hasn't picked up the 2 yet, as he was trying to come around. Tupper scooped the right leg of Roush. And Roush was not able to finish the move up, so no change there. But that was a great switch. And you got to pop and get to that hip heist position so you clear your legs. And Brad was just a little bit slow with the hip heist part of that, and that let Tupper grab the leg as he was trying to come through. There's a wing by Tupper, and Roush finds the outside edge of the mount. Coach Lerner says, don't reach back and stand up. Good advice when you're wrestling a wingman. Wings and bars and tough riding. That's what you're going to see from those Linn-Mar Lions. You're going to see tough riding, tough wings. And I just love to watch the strategy of these coaches. 2 outstanding coaches here, and great strategy. And Tupper's going to go optional start now. Then he's going to go far knee, far ankle as Roush tried to get to his feet. Got to peel that hand off that back ankle. And Coach Voss, no reaching back here. Stay in front. Keep your hands in front. Optional start again by Tupper as he makes that triangle and shows our official. There's the start. Roush to his feet. And off the edge of the mat they go. One more time. 1:08. And let's see if they do it one more time. Tupper 1 and 2. Goes optional start again. He's going to switch to the right side this time, makes that triangle. Roush quickly up to his feet. Tupper drops in and tries to scoop the right ankle. Roush is going to try to peel that ankle free. Tupper to a single. Off the edge of the mat they go. That's a lot better job right there. Better hand control by Roush. A lot better hand control by Roush there as he cleared the hands and got all the way to his feet. And just ran out of mat room. Optional start again by Tupper. And Roush right to his feet, splits the hands, pops the hips, 1 point escape. Now we're going back to neutral. That's exactly how you teach it right there, and that's exactly how you do it. As Roush.
And this is a situation here where Brad Roush really has to try to build on this lead, pick up another takedown late in this match with just 30 seconds left to go in the second period. So if you're Brad Roush, you really got to work and start building on that lead here.
Well, you're right, Jamie. And again, you got to continue to put the pressure on, work the head. It's Tupper with a collar tie on Roush. Roush with the retie. Now Roush in on a double. Let's see if he can cut the corner on Tupper. Steps up with the outside leg. Hard down block by Tupper. Roush gets his head caught between the legs. There's 11 seconds left to go here. Tupper could pick up a defensive takedown here. Now Roush pulls his head to the outside, cuts the corner, picks up 2. That was sweet.
With 3 seconds left to go in the period, and that's what you talked about. He looked like he was in a bad situation there for just a second, but he was able to come out, pop the head, and get out for that two-point takedown late in the second period.
That's called staying with the shot. It would have been easy for him to give that shot up right there, and he stayed with it. And when you stay with that, when you stay with shots like that, that was a great shot. When you stay with it, you're going to score some points. At 120, I do not see Cole Engel warming up over there, Jamie. We're going to see somebody else for West Delaware. So we'll have to see who that's coming up. We have Cole Engel listed in our program.
See who we got.
See who West Delaware's got in the.
That might be Austin Howell over there.
Okay. So we'll see who they've got. They've got one more match here. Brad Roush working on building that 5-0 lead. He's up 5-0 on Kyle Tupper. Be nice to get a near fall here, maybe a pin, working a half Nelson on the right side. He's got a ball and chain locked up on the left. Let's see if he can dump him or stack him and try to stack Tupper up. Now he's working a chicken wing on the right side. Got a ball and chain with the left. He's got the left arm threaded through the crotch area, trying to work an inside wrist. Now Tupper crawls, wiggles his way forward, frees that left arm. So Roush has to go back to work with that inside wrist, trying to roll that inside wrist out to a ball and chain, this time on the right side. 53 seconds left to go, third period. The sophomore from West Delaware clinging to a 5-0 lead. There's locked hands by Roush. That's going to be a 1-point penalty and a 1-point escape by Tupper. All of a sudden, it's 5-2, and you've got 40 seconds left to go in this match. So if you're Brad Roush, you can't quit wrestling here. Again, you can't sit on that 5-point lead. There's a snap down by Roush, and he stuffs the head of Tupper. Let's see if he can come to hard crossface and finish the defensive takedown. Roush with a hard crossface. You got to be careful here. He gets a little high trying to cut the corner on Tupper. Tupper now with his hips up. Tupper trying to cut the corner on Roush. Roush has to go to a whizzer here, Jamie. And this thing is going to be tied up, I'm afraid. Roush is trying to hang on for dear life. There's 4 seconds left to go. They got 5-3 listed up on there. No points yet. And it's going to be a 5-3 win for Brad Roush. Again, you like the win there, Jamie, but you also like to see the match finished. Wrestled to 6 minutes. Now, the referee is going to come over to the table. They've got 5. I think it's 5-2. They had 5-3. I think it's 5-2.
Yeah, because I don't think he didn't have an escape anywhere in there.
No, he didn't. There was a 1 penalty point and 1 point escape.
Yep.
So that's 5. 2 takedowns and an escape for Roush, and escape and a penalty point for Tupper. So Roush will win that 5-2, pick up 3 points. Their score now is 48-21 in favor of the Lions, going to weight class 120. And over in the other, Sea Rapids Prairie over Alburnett 27-15. Kaukauna over Pleasant Valley 28-7. And they've got this last match here. And let's see who Linmar pulls out to the lineup at weight class 120. This should be Charlie Peterson for the Lions. And Jamie thinks, you think this is Austin Howell, Jamie?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. We'll get that in our program. All right, very good. Charlie Peterson, he's 1-3 as a sophomore. Austin Howell is 7-0. This is his first varsity match. He's 7-0 on the JV. So he's got some skills. We'll see if he can put him to good use here, wrestling Charlie Peterson. There's a single with his head to the outside by Peterson, and Howell hangs on to that head a little bit too long. He's got to bail out right here, and he bails out. Peterson's going to stay between those legs, climb the body of Howell, come to a hard cross face. He's got a Turk in. He's got the left leg of Howell Turk. Howell gets a little high riding. Howell picks up that right leg and tries to pitch Peterson to the side with it. And Peterson comes out on top of the cross body right in. Now power half Nelson by Peterson. Tripod stand up by Howell. He's trying to shake Peterson off. He might get Peterson if he can reach up and grab his head. He's going to pick up a 1-point escape, making the score 2-1. So a great movement there by Austin Howell. Again, wrestling sophomore here. I saw in between matches there. I saw Coach Doug Engel doing some hamstring and groin stretching on Cole Engel. So we're not sure. We'll have to, in between here, we'll get the skinny on that for you. So we have that this next match. West Delaware will wrestle Charles City in the next round of action. 7 seconds left to go first period. Howell in on a single, head to the outside, and he's going to try to pitch Peterson to his back. He's got to get that right arm out and go around the waist, and no points. That's great movement by Austin Howell. Jamie, good job to get in on that single. Their heads to the outside, they got to cut across.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that was tough to get. Is he really started that? He started that too late in that period and wasn't able to finish before time ran out. But he's going to start underneath here. A fresh 2 minutes on the clock, and he's only down 1.
Well, he's going to go down, and he comes to a stand-up, and Charlie Peterson slaps a far side cradle in and has Austin Howell on his back right now. Howell came up to that inside stand-up and left his head down. There's a 2-point near fall. He left his head down, Jamie, and that made that cradle easy.
Yeah, it did, and he was able to. That was a situation, and that's exactly what Limar does. They're going to cradle you, and when you leave the head down, it's just it's wide open for him.
Yeah, that makes it pretty easy. That's that youthfulness that we're seeing. Again, you learn from it, watch the tape, you learn from it, you go to the practice room and you drill it, and hopefully you try to correct those simple things. And as we talked about last week, Jamie, correctable mistakes, and they're corrected by watching film and drilling. Good drilling and good situational work in the practice room, and that's what the Hawks are going to have coming up. This hard to believe, though, Jamie. There's one more week in the 2014 season, and then you got Christmas break already.
Yeah, and it seems like every year with only 3 weeks of wrestling that it just flies by. We're at the halfway point here this first half, and it seems like we just got started.
Well, you're right, and here we go back to action. Period number 2, 56 seconds left to go. Charlie Peterson from Linn-Mar with a 4-1 lead on Austin Howell. Howell with an outside stand-up this time. Chopped by Peterson, drives Howell back to the mat, and we're off the edge, and we're going to get a restart. So Coach Stryker up out of his chair, offering some encouragement, as is Coach Voss. Hey, you're not out of this match. If you're Austin Howell, you're not out of this match. You're an escape and a takedown, tying this up. And Howell back to the outside, came with an outside stand-up, and Peterson jumped sides, came with a tight waist chop, and dropped Howell back down to the mat. Again, I'd like to see Austin come with that inside stand-up and split those hands, and he might end up scoring off of it. Peterson's been doing a nice job countering the outside stand-up. Double inside wrist now by Peterson on the right arm, right wrist of Howell. 10 seconds left to go in the second period. Towelboy comes out, and we'll see if we get whose choice it will be the third period. I think it's going to be Howell's choice to start the third period. No, it's going to be Peterson's choice. He's got the red leg band on. Okay, Peterson's choice. Linn-Mar sporting their solid black singlets today with the red pinstriping around the legs. Here comes a leg by Austin Howell. He throw a cross body right in on Charlie Peterson. Now he's working a power half Nelson. He gets his hips off to the right side of Peterson. Now you got to stay behind the arms, Austin. And as he gets high riding, he sinks that right leg back in a little bit deeper. Now we're working a power half Nelson. Now double inside wrist, power half Nelson on the left. Let's see if he can crank Peterson over to his back and tie this thing up. Then Peterson kicks the leg free. Now a short sit by Peterson. Howell's trying to counter. He gets a little high riding. He's got to pull his hips back up on top. Now Howell with a drive cradle, switches up to a drive cradle. He might have Peterson on his back. He's got to get his head in his side and readjust his lock. He's got Peterson on his back. He might tie this up. He might get the fall out of here, Jamie. He's got that drive cradle locked up tight. He's got to readjust himself. He's a little bit high right now. He's got to get his head in the side, down with the head, up with the leg. He's got that in tight. Let's see if he can get it teed out. He's got Peterson on his back. There's the fall. What a way to end it for Austin Howell in 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Hey, Jamie, that's what staying with it does for you. 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Austin Howell is going to pick up his first varsity fall, and he's going to pick up 6 for the Hawks. And it's going to be a 48-27 win by Linn-Mar. But I'll tell you what, Jamie, there's some exciting things you can take out of that duel.
Oh, there certainly is, and that was a great job by the Hawks there in some of those matches, coming out and for one right there with Austin Howell, staying with it like you mentioned, and doing a great job of coming out there and getting that fall to end this dual meet.
Well, let's take a short time out, and we will.
Charles City and West Delaware will be on mat 6.
Good, stay right here.
Very good.
Outstanding.
We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware Wrestling on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
West 3rd Street in Vincent. Your vision is our primary focus.
For over a century, Anderson has been helping families make their homes brighter, more comfortable, and more beautiful. They do it by making quality windows and doors, setting the bar high and raising it day after day, year after year, making Anderson the leader in doors and windows. Contact local vendor Delhi Lumber at 922-2404 for all of your window needs. Delhi Lumber, your authorized Anderson Windows dealer, has big-town quality with small-town service.
At Community Savings Bank, it's simple. Simply free checking comes with free debit cards, free online banking with bill pay, free mobile money, and free thank you gifts. Find out more about Simply Free Checking at one of our 7 locations or online at csbiowa.com. Community Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Jay's Auto Super Center on the Greater East End of Manchester has quality pre-owned vehicles, great financing options, and a full-service department, body shop, and detail department. See their full line of vehicles online at jsautosales.net. At Jay's Auto, customer satisfaction is their #1 priority.
You may not wear glasses or contacts, but how do you know if you're seeing your best or if your eyes are healthy? Why not be proactive and get your eyes examined? Dr. Daniel E. Murch and his professional staff at Manchester Family Vision can help. Call 563-927-3682 to schedule an appointment. Manchester Family Vision Center wishes all the local sports teams best of luck this season. Manchester Family Vision Center on West Main, where clear vision begins with healthy eyes.
Hi, this is Jamie Baskey at Don & Walt LLC, your independent Lennox dealer in Manchester, encouraging you to plan ahead. Have us check your heating or air conditioning unit before you need it. For residential or commercial plumbing and heating needs and top quality Lennox furnaces and heating units, see Don & Walt LLC on East Main Street in Manchester, or give us a call at 927-2232.
Biofield is your headquarters for all your seed, chemical, and fertilizer needs. They have professional service and quality products needed to bring the best crops to market. Biofield, providing growth opportunity for 18 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota.
The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and the Dyersville Commercial recognize the hard work and dedication of all area athletes. Check out the weekly sports section in the commercial for scores and information. The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and Dyersville Commercial, supporting your communities.
Whatever your favorite sport, we know you will join Parrott Insurance and Grinnell Mutual in supporting all of our local athletes. Parrott Insurance is proud to be part of this community and looks forward to catching all of the sports action this year. If you want a strong insurance team working for you, call Parrott Insurance today for a quote from Grinnell Mutual and experience our policy of working together.
We'll take it back.
Fan food, not fast food. Visit your after-the-game headquarters, Manchester Dairy Queen. It's quick, it's easy, your family will love it. Manchester Dairy Queen.
And welcome back in to Cedar Rapids, Washington High School in the 5 Seasons Duels, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vaskey, Roger Reed back with you here inside the Washington High School. As sometimes it's really hard sometimes to decipher whether we're in Cedar Rapids, Washington High School or Cedar Rapids, Jefferson High School. I mean, these two gyms are identical. I mean, there's not much besides the Washington on the walls and on the floors. There's nothing different with the two gyms, and we feel right at home when we get to go to the Jefferson tournament. right after Christmas. Back in here, West Delaware taking on Linn-Mar. The Hawks fell 48-27, the final score in that one, as started at weight class 126. Jordan Roush for West Delaware losing by fall in 1 minute 50 seconds to Noah Adram from Linn-Mar. At 132, Logan Riley bumps up to weight class 132 and defeats Logan Doolin by fall in 1 minute and 43 seconds. Owen Ward moved up to weight class 138 and lost 8-3 to Johnny Clymer. That made it 9-6 in favor of Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar went on a little bit of a run at that point as A.J. Gears with a fall in 151 over Tristan Volker. Toby Northrup with a 23-8 technical fall over Harrison Goebel at 152. At 160 pounds, Shea Hartzler with a fall in 333 over Ryan DeSoto. At 170 pounds, Manny Jeffrey with a fall in 106 over Alex Reitz. And then the Hawks got back on the board as Brady Antones with a fall in 252 over Joe Gallo from Linn-Mar. That made it 32-12 in favor of Linn-Mar. At weight class 195, it was Baylor Pree with a 35-second fall over Cooper Weeks. At 220, a 38-second fall by Tyler Newhouse over Dylan Linderwell. And then Caleb Zeeser gets his first varsity fall of the season with a fall in 47 seconds over James Hoff. That made it 44-18. Ben Leonard was then major decision by Joey Sullivan at weight class 106. At 113, it was a 5-2 Brad Roush win over Kyle Tupper. And at 120, Austin Howell finishes off the dual meet with a fall in 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Final team score 48-27 in favor of Linn-Mar. In that duel, Linn-Mar had 23 takedowns, West Delaware just 7. Linn-Mar with 6 falls, West Delaware with 4. 1 major decision and 1 tech fall for Linn-Mar. 0 for West Delaware in both those categories, and Linn-Mar wins 9 matches. West Delaware wins 5. The Hawks will move on, and they will take on Charles City in just a little bit. We'll have that duel for you right here, and we'll have those matchups for you when we come back. We will be, I'm not sure how long a break they said they were going to take. It'd probably be about 5 minutes before we get going here. Give the team some time to readjust and get over. The Hawks, I see, are not even – the Hawks aren't even in the gym right now, taking a little break. So we'll be back in a little bit. Janelle's got some stuff coming up. We'll possibly have the get some news in there and possibly a weather report, and we'll get you back here when West Delaware begins to take on Charles City. For Roger Reed, I'm Jamie Vasky saying so long for now. From the Cedar Rapids 5 Seasons Duels here from Washington High School, you're listening to West Delaware Wrestling from KMCH Sports.